Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Fallen London. We are currently doing the My Kingdom for a Pig exceptional story. In the last episode we met some very interesting characters in the, was it the sewers? Or it was like underground, under the university we met a lot of people. And we are on our way to the 4th City Fate. On a side note, I'd like to point out that I've waited a week since doing these. These poetic poxcards have been driving me nuts. On the river's south bank, it rises over fungal hills, the Greyfields Winery. Dr. F meets you well outside its walls, where his presence is less likely to attract lawful interest. Once you're inside, remember to look for my urchin. Surreptitious rascal, he should help. I'll be saying prayers in my laboratory. Oh, one last thing, try not to lose your skin. It hurts. Lose my skin? I like my skin, I'd rather not lose my skin, and if this was any other game, I'd believe it not possible, but since it's Fallen London, I'm a little bit worried now. Dr. F hands you the leash, hooked to his pig. If nothing else, you are accessorized. Your fellow conspirators have already gathered. The pirate poet is scrutinizing a 4th City tapestry, the fidgeting writer is picking at a biscuit fried in honey, and the one-eyed Mog is on the prowl. Signs are acknowledged, no words are spoken. You move deeper into the crowd. Furs, jewels, fragrances worth more per drop than some people earn in a year. Candles, music, long signs from a horsehead fiddle, piping flutes. The captivating princess is nowhere to be seen. Good evening, says an articulate auctioneer, bowing. Welcome to Greyfields. Her Royal Highness is late to the fete. Yeah, fashionably late, of course. Forgive the delay, says the articulate auctioneer. Her enunciation is more precise than a surgeon's scalpel. One esteemed guest on our list has still yet to arrive. We'll begin the proceedings promptly once she does. Please help yourself to the refreshments. Oh, what are these? I guess we'll start at the top and see where it goes. We'll investigate the vineyards. You'll have to find the entrance first, of course. No, that's a broom closet. How many halls does this winery have? You can't find your way. Worse than that, you're attracting notice. Ladies and lords raise their eyebrows and start to whisper. We gotta make a distraction first, says the one-eyed Mog. Try mingling with the crowd, upsetting their musicians, for instance. Might cause quite an upset. Okay, well, let's mingle with the crowd, I suppose. Even inside a bank vault, you wouldn't see this much money in a single room. Musicians strum harmonies that crest the crowd like horses on step. A Carganian ambassador surrounded by guards in regalia is chattering with a sommelier from Cyrus's wines. People press you from each side. You fight to see above their heads. A surreptitious urchin scampers underfoot, carrying bottles in both arms. Well, let's approach the Carganian ambassador. You'll have to slip past his white and gold guards first. A trifle. Oh yes, I'd forgotten the custom, he says, dropping jade into your palm. He is dressed in fine silk with a scimitar sheathed at his side. It would seem he thinks you're a servant. You can fetch me another drink, something strong, while we wait. I cannot believe they're delaying the auction on one person's account. This slipshod arrangement would never stand in the Carnet. Besides, no one will outbid me on that year of the boar Eag. For such an early hour, he's already rather drunk. I apologise, my Carnet accent isn't quite right. So let's help ourselves to some jade while we're here, why not? All these aristocrats' pockets might appreciate a lighter burden. Priscilla makes an excellent partner. While everyone is owing or eyeing or edging away, is there really a pig here? You have ample opportunity to plunder. Yes, she is a lovely pig, isn't she? Don't mind if I do. Yes, you may pet her. I'll hold your bag, don't mind one bit. Let's catch the surreptitious urchin's attention. He is pouring wine, collecting coats, and being bumped without apology. That's done it! You have his attention. Perhaps it was your coded hand signals, the way that you contorted your eyebrows, or the presence of the enormous pig you're walking on a leash. He joins you behind a small silver fountain, whose spout drips cider. No, not that cider. Take these, he says, pressing jade fragments into your hands. You'll need them for the auction later. Don't worry, I've got a constant supply. He hefts the coats in his arms with a grin. Once you've caused a distraction, talk to me again. I'll sneak you into the vineyards. Okay. Well, accompanying the musicians with a song seems like a good idea. A musical distraction would certainly buy you some time for investigation. One musician is already singing, stretching each syllable out long and low until the sound utterly thrums. An additional voice would be as discordant as cats yowling in an alley. Your conspirators watch. They await your signal. Once you give it, they'll distract the crowd, and you'll have the chance to sneak down with Priscilla to the vineyards. Oh, we can choose, apparently, between all of our little companions here, so we can signal the pirate poet. I've sung enough sea shanties in my time. They even rhyme. Signal the fidgeting writer. I have an urge to sing a dirge. Or we can signal the one-eyed mug. Somebody call for cats yowling in an alley? Give it to me. We can leave, but we're not going to be doing that. I'm thinking the fidgeting writer. I don't know why. Let's do that. At first, no one can hear him. His voice is as deep, brasso profondo, that rumbles beneath the music. But it grows and grows, like storm clouds rolling. Distant thunder. Heads turn. Conversations drop away. Even the musicians set aside their instruments. He sings about love, and he sings about loss. And he sings about hearts beating beneath the ground in their graves. He sings about remembrance, and how even when we die, we may still live in song. People are throwing flowers when you leave. Who knew the chap could sing? Let's investigate the vineyards. You'll have to find the entrance first, of course. Oh no, okay, not good enough. Oh, there's an option for investigating the vineyards. Psst, whispers the surreptitious urchin. I'll show you the way. Always glad to help Dr. F and his associates, the urchin says, guiding you down tight stairwells. Last time we went spelunking, he lost a lot of what you'd call yourself, but he unleashed a new wind. Still blows in the flit. There's not an urchin alive wouldn't lend him a hand. Of course, we understand why the other people stay away. Strange things underground. Old things. Watch out! You almost trip as you step down into a cavern. I'll keep a lookout. Don't get lost. You'll need to head back soon. Okay, so labyrinthine cellars. Mushrooms everywhere. The famous Greyfields vineyards extend not only along the river's southern shore, but also deep underground, through tunnels infused with fungus. Calm, cool, shadowed, they flourish. Priscilla has already caught a scent. Speak with our companions. Oh, we have 4 in all. These require 2. Let's speak with our companions. You speak in whispers. Someone, or some fungus, might hear you. Let's speak with the one-eyed Mark. Talk about a mess. Someone will organise this place. Although now I think it's kind of odd. Like somehow I know that we're on the right road. Almost like I'm supposed to be here. Makes me want to keep going and see what's at the bottom of these caves. Is this how the pox makes you lot feel all the time? Like you belong somewhere? Ooh, I'm getting flashbacks too. A particular story in Sunless Skies where the reckless driver is taken over by spores and you have to go back and find the main spore plant thing. I wonder if that's the same kind of thing. Even though I have been hinted that this may have something to do with our beloved Blemigans. Let's speak with the pirate poet. I don't know what we'll find, but I hope to see it myself. Whatever's putting rhymes into my mouth, whatever fungus compromise my health, I'll walk with you all the way into the deepest pit, and I won't stop until we've caught and put a stop to it. Let's put Priscilla back on the trail. So, we have 3 options. guess I kind of just here's a perfectly good spot to begin your search. It seems I'm tempted to agree. A stream trickles down from the stolen river. What's washed up here? Muratroid's fungal crackers? An old tombola drum? Priscilla digs into the mud, unearthing a Vergier's cassock. Detritus from another fate, posted by the church on the south bank. This is hardly the trail you expected, nor are these the scarlet stockings, the attire you'd expect at a church fete. Let's sniff the colourful ones. Yes, she smelled something now. She dashes through caverns, yanking your arm on her leash. Mushrooms tower to your waist, long stalks that twist and follow you. You cannot see her snuffing through the thicket. They are too tall, but you can see her leash zigzagging back and forth. Your shoulder threatens to pop its socket. Finally, she squeals, biting into the earth with her hooves. Pale liquid wells from the hole. You stoop to smell it too. What is that scent? Ammonia? Oil? Roses? There's fine perfume in the air, and we have run out of time. More tunnels open at your sides. Mushrooms spout along the walls, rippling as though they were sea anemones in underwater currents. Stairwells spiral downward, every step covered in spores. Priscilla strains forward, tugging her leash. Oh no, we've got to go back to the fete. Quick! The surreptitious urchin. Her Royal Highness is here! No one has noticed your absence. You slide behind the other spectators, straining to see the Imperial carriage arrive. It rolls to a stop, its black horses chomp at their bits. The captivating princess disembarks, drenched in diamonds, glittering with rubies. She parts the crowd with a smile. Be still, my heart, the surreptitious urchin sighs. I'm glad I lived to see this. Before the princess, the veteran privy councillor scuttles, brushing the floor that her footsteps will grace. She approaches you. This will be an evening to remember, she says. I know it. I voted for the captivating princess in the last elections. She lost. So, now the reporters have arrived as well. They will fill the society pages with news from tonight, and tomorrow the city will open its broad sheets to read about such vital matters as the dinner menu, the guest list, and what Her Royal Highness was wearing. Let's do the refresh ourselves. Oh, my nightmares are dropping. If you want folks to be more on alcohol, you gotta give them alcohol. Smart thinking, huh? Asks the urchin, tapping her head. Indeed, after a few more drinks, your thoughts are as clear as stained glass. You're confident, you're self-assured, you'd spend a reckless sum. How wonderful. Well, let's have a nibble. Why not? Fourth City Delicatessens, says another urchin, lifting a silver dome. Ever ate yak? You know it's a proper party when even the toothpicks are jade. I guess we attend the auction. The articulate auctioneer stands at the block, prepared to begin the bidding. Oh dear, why do I get a feeling? I'm going to find I'm very, very poor right now. All bids are to be placed in jade. We will begin with our most popular wines before the auctioning one bottle of Fourth City Airag later this evening. You watch as the articulate auctioneer announces lots, calls for bids and asks whether anyone will go higher. Sale follows sale. Urchins cart bottles to the block. Their winners cart them away. Whenever there's a year you might care to purchase, you can drop in yourself. I mean, why not, I suppose? I mean, 90% chance. Aha! 5 bottles of Greyfields. Sold to the lady with a pig. The 79 is not what a connoisseur would call fine wine, but when you have 5 bottles to drink, any wine becomes fine by the 5th. That is wonderful. Well, let's get some 1882. Piquaint, aromatic, agaric. This lot contains 7 bottles. Sold to the lady with a pig. One of the better years indeed. Those fungal notes, like old shoes, older socks and unwashed feet, are remarkable once you've acquired a taste. And the dreams people have after drinking a bottle, sometimes before they even fall asleep. This wine sounds wonderful. Might as well get some sherry while we're here. 1 lot with 2 bottles. A diabolically potent beverage. Oh, only 70% chance. Oh, I was unlucky. The infernal sommelier only needed to make 1 offer. When devils want something, and when the exchange is in strictly material goods, there is rarely a commodity they can't afford. He rises to collect his sherry. And are you imagining things, or is he smiling at the fidgeting writer? No. That is not a smile. Ha! There we go. Hey, sold to the lady with a pig. Your bids are not challenged. Even sherry enthusiasts would likely store this vintage in a cupboard with a rat poison and arsenic, but its numbing effect on the tongue and on the soul, or the hole left behind, is exquisite. Okay, so we're going to heckle the articulate auctioneer. You won't heckle her, of course. That's why you have conspirators. She has control. Jade flows freely. There is never a lull, unless a lull would encourage bidders to bid more. At this rate, such civility will stifle your chances to investigate. Luckily, when something is civil, it has the potential to turn uncivil. The right words, or rather the wrong words, might cause quite a stir. So we can ask, we have 4 people to talk to here. We can signal the pirate poet. Am I a sailor, or am I a sailor? No landlubber can swear like a corsair. Okay, or we can get the fidgeting writer. My tongue will drip in blasphemies, my lips eldritch depravities. And then the cat. I think nobody knows how to make a person feel judged like a cat. Or we've got the captivating princess. Oh, I could never say anything unkind. I adore my subjects. For some reason, I feel the pirate poet might be the best person for the job here. Did she really say that? And also, and goodness gracious heavens, did she say 2? She's not stopping now, and what's more, she's phrasing everything in a classical hexameter. The articulate auctioneer calls for order, the pirate poet calls for a slightly deaf Dowager holds an ear trumpet closer, fanning herself as she nibbles her lip. Gentlemen push their chairs back. A columnist from the Gazette casts her notes to the floor, lamenting their unfit nature to print. You slip from the room as the colonel asks his wife what means. That is wonderful. Right, let's... oh, we need a distraction. I thought we just got a distraction. Well, isn't that strange? I guess we'll do some chatting with the veteran privy councillor. He hovers at the sideboard, wriggling his fingers in delight. At the hall of Devers. Oh, it's French. Sorry, my French is terrible. On an event. He shakes your hand. His fingers are covered in grease. He licks them as he speaks. I can't believe I nearly missed this feast. We have plenty of wine at the palace, you know. Deep cellars. Very deep. But you normally can't get these dishes outside of the Carnet. He makes his way down the table, heaping dumplings and mutton. And what is this? Marmont? Delightful! Onto his plate. I'm only here to chaperone Her Royal Highness, but she's quite independent. Truth be told, she needs no chaperones. Let's gossip with the inquisitive reporter. You can find journalists in royalty's wake as reliably as dung behind a hansom. You just so happen to mention your acquaintance with Her Royal Highness. His attitude opens to you like a bird's beak for a worm. You don't feed him the worm, he opens more. How very interesting indeed. Her Royal Highness was not expected to attend the auction, did he say? The Carganan ambassador was originally in preeminent guest, but when the princess wants something, one cannot deny the princess. One can, however, deny a certain reporter further knowledge about the princess, even after he gives you some jade to try greasing your wheels. Let's help ourselves to some jade. There we go. Now we can have a drink with the Carganian ambassador. He is deep in his cups. This would be a mistake. This would be a tremendous mistake. His white and gold soldiers do not, apparently, guard his sobriety. How many bottles have been poured into one man's glass? He downs another, casting about for a drinking partner. A few society ladies turn up their noses and bustle away. A few gentlemen tut. Your conspirators will not bustle or tut. All they need is your signal. So we've got the fidgeting writer. I'm not really a thief, but his pockets could use some relief. Or signal the one-eyed mugs. I have a good taste in wine. I must say so myself. Or we can signal the princess. Nothing's easier than getting a man to drink himself into oblivion. I believe the princess is probably the best for this. If the Carganian ambassador didn't notice the princess before, he notices her now. His eyes on his, her eyes on his, her hand on his, her voice sweeter than honey in his ear. She pours his wine, she holds his arm, just tight enough to let him feel her fingernails. Nobody approaches them, but nobody can look away. Is this negotiation? After all, they are two diplomats. Flirtation? The ambassador is quite handsome and the princess, well, the princess. She giggles at something he said, and the room throbs with her joy. She keeps pouring wine. He is slurring his words. She smiles. Let's investigate the vineyards. Down below, the fungal caverns await you again. The surreptitious urchin sits on the stairwell's last step, petting Priscilla before you explore. Annie, he says, I never thought Dr. F would send a real pig. You know, bacon and all. He's always been literal-minded. I bet that's how they got their name. Other people being literal-minded too. If something looks like a mushroom, call it a mushroom. If something wants to eat mushrooms, call it a pig. Be careful. There's things a lot bigger than pigs underneath. We can speak with our companions again. We'll speak with the fidgeting writer. We didn't use our ears to hear down here. Oof, that was a horrible sentence. I hear them in my head. Voices proclaiming from below that I should plunge into the hole where everything begins and ends. Perhaps then I could make amends with these black moods, these black visions, these apparitions whose starved fangs sink deep into my dreams with pangs that no mere mortal mind should e'er endure. We must locate this hole, the deepest hole. Therein I'll go with you. That is my goal. Oh, the one-eyed mug? I wouldn't say why, but I want to keep going down. I swear, I don't have the pox, but I can feel it pulling my heartstrings. Gotta be the air. Or maybe because we're closer to the source. There's nothing I'd like to see more than the end of this road. I get this sense there's something there for everyone, even a scrappy feline with a missing eye. Almost like I already know what it is, and I just can't remember it yet. And we only have so many times to sniff. Let's sniff. Behind the barrels, hogs' heads are stacked deep against the cavern walls. You wonder amidst gigantic presses. Here they must dump the mushrooms. Here they must crush the mushrooms with their feet. Here the juice must leak into a trough that Priscilla isn't drinking from, is she? She most certainly is. You tug her leash, she tugs back. You fall into the trough. She's not apologetic. God damn it. Sniff amongst... Let's sniff more mushrooms. Actually, old bottles. Racks and racks are blanketed in soft grey mould. Priscilla scrambles through a cleft. You follow on your hands and knees and crawl into the tunnel filled with mouldy equipment, ropes and harnesses, old journals whose pages are pulp overgrown with mushrooms. Nevertheless, you can read a few words, something about pigs and what they eat, something about the stones and where they sleep. It's apparent that stones and pigs are a theme. It's also apparent that these journals were written by a doctor whose card you still have. Their penmanship is the same. There is no longer just cellars. There are caverns with ledges and pits, and yet the vineyards extend into deeper darkness. You walk and walk, and you still haven't reached anything that resembles the bottom. Only more tunnels leading into deeper tunnels. Priscilla's ears prick. She inhales. She charges through the tunnels. Where should we sniff? We can sniff the cavern floor. Even at these depths, mushrooms continue to flourish. We can sniff the stalagmites. Toadstools hug their spines in fungal pyramids. Or we can sniff along underground shores. Water trickles through crevices, streaming down, down, down. I think cavern floor. Good heavens! Just what stock went into Priscilla's breeding? She navigates the rocky slopes as though she were a mountain goat. Down, down, scrambling from ledge to ledge. One slip would snap her neck. Or yours. She doesn't slip, neither do you. She sniffs further ahead. Let's, chores. You're on the doctor's old path. Here are footholds in the rock, chipped with a pick. Here is a dangling rope that leads down into a pool. Here on the pool's placid shore, undisturbed in the dark, you can study how a human body thrashed its shape into the sand. Priscilla follows the shore. You see where the doctor must have dragged himself from a tunnel. Something drips in the distance, and every drip is like a finger curling, beckoning. Can't stay much longer, says the surreptitious urchin. I think she suspects. Oof, we're in the last stage of the auction. You arrive just in time to watch the Carganian ambassador stalk into the auction. His hair is sweat-drenched. His fists are clenched. He stares with bloodshot eyes as you slip through the doorway to rejoin the crowd. The newly inarticulate auctioneer is gulping vodka to steady her nerves. Ladies, gentlemen, and exceptional friends, he stutters. Soon bidding will commence on this evening's crown jewel. Our year of the boar Erag. Last chance, whispers the surreptitious urchin. Make these next distractions count. I'll be waiting in the usual place, but we gotta finish the job. There's no time left. Well, I think I'm gonna have to end the episode here. I do apologise. This is right before the interesting auction where we actually get to bid on the Erag. But thank you very much for watching. Please let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, comment. You know the spiel by now. And I will see you next time.